अंग्रेज अपना लगान और न्यूज लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता का बिना छोड़ते. Welcome to another episode of Hafta, which we're recording on Friday, the 22nd of November at 11 a.m. in the morning. And the AQI in Delhi is down to, drumroll, it's between 350 and 400.
Picnic time. For Delhi.
It is 3 here.
Raman sir is telling us it's 3 there in his hill house.
It's amazing, yeah.
Which is the last
Teshwar.
you'll hear from him on Hafta ever.
Where we are right now, it's 350 or Bindu Marg.
But before I introduce the guest, she had something to add to this. You want to say something?
It's very ironic that we laugh about it when it reduces from 500 to 300, but it's reality. We can see things outside. We can see the cars and people. But it's still very, very bad. And
जिसकी किस्मत
extremely
में
bad.
खाना नहीं होता ना, वो कद्दू से भी खुश हो जाता है.
बिल्कुल सही बात.
Now Manisha will start giving us the benefits of kaddu. Please.
Kaddu is a very nice vegetable.
I knew it. She'll kill my little.
Kaddu puri is like a festival.
What is kaddu?
Food, yeah.
Kaddu is pumpkin. You know, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the most sought after
I
vegetable.
agree with that.
Yeah, kaddu is like
Puri
festival.
and kaddu is the best
Okay.
combination.
Festival food.
So, all our young listeners of Hafta, now that Tayaji and Taiji have given you the health benefits of kaddu, we can get on to the other announcements. Before I do announce the guests, a very important announcement. Election results, Maharashtra and Jharkhand, will be on Saturday. That is the 23rd of November.
Yeah.
We will be conducting a live we did a lot of ground reporting, which is non-sponsored, ad-free, supported by you because Newslaundry doesn't take any ads. No sarkari ads, no corporate ads. Although I have a thing or two to say about only the second time in our history an election fund not getting topped up. I'm quite heartbroken. I thought our listeners top up every election fund that we do. But here's the QR code. It will stay for a while. So if you haven't contributed, I please recommend you contribute. You can contribute as little as 500 rupees. But this live is going to be
morning tomorrow. So actually by the time this episode goes out, we would have finished our live. So you can watch it on our YouTube channel. And of course, we'll put it out as a podcast also.
Right. And
it's morning, afternoon, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, so it'll be a Hafta special. It'll be out as a podcast as well. We'll have Manisha, Atul and all the reporters who went on ground. All
reporters from News Minute, News Laundry, Srinivasan Jain will also join us. And we've got a couple of experts lined up from both the states.
Right. And if you haven't yet, you can contribute so that our election funds always remain public funded and not sarkari or...
And it's so sad that it's this election that it wasn't topped up because we made such a splash this election with our reporting.
Yeah,
we were on front pages of all newspapers.
Yes, sir.
We broke the story which mattered the most.
Yeah.
In this election, which is Adani presence in a meeting, in a political meeting.
Yeah, we broke that. And legacy media followed that, and yet maybe we should go to Gujarat and say, you know, aap hi hamari election fund coverage. But on that note, pay to keep news free because when the public pays, the public is served. Before wonderful Jayashree gets us the headlines, let me introduce our panel. In the studio on this smoggy, kaddu-filled morning in Delhi is Manisha Pande.
Hello.
Managing editor. Also in the studio is Sunil Dahiya. Welcome, Sunil.
Thank you.
Sunil has been on Charcha. Many of you may have seen. He is a strategist and research analyst on environmental issues for more than a decade. He now has his own consultancy. It is called Climate Catalyst. Is that right?
Enviro Catalyst.
Enviro Catalyst. Right. Let's come to what I think, and at least Raman and Manisha will agree with me. Jayashree may not because she's selfish. The most important news of the week, which is the North Indian smog.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I'm just telling our audience, we were going to be running our year-long campaign starting hopefully next week or the week after. We are planning something really robust, comprehensive, and we will not let up. ये नहीं कि दो हफ्ते खूब खुद के और फिर ठंडे हो गए. We're going to be running this through the year until change happens, and we will have call to action, how you can get involved. Stay tuned for all those details. But Sunil, you've been working in this space for a long time. I have 2 or 3 questions and I'll, open it to the panel. They also may have some comments and questions. One, I mean, this comes up every now and then that why is this only happening now? Now, I have been coming to Delhi since I was a child. Is it that we never faced it then? Because I remember driving from Dehradun to Delhi, sometimes you couldn't see the hood of your car. Fog hoti thi, but I don't think kali fog hoti thi. It used to be white fog, if I remember correctly. But it used to be very dense. So it's not like fog never has happened
And
before.
there's a distinct smell to that winter fog,
Yes.
which in cleaner places you can
Exactly.
feel it.
So one is why suddenly it's become so much. Two, are farm fires the significant, contributors, at least during this time? And we hear there's so many solutions. You can, incentivize them not to burn fires. You can do this rain, which Delhi government is asking permission for the center. If there are so many solutions, how come no one wants to do anything about it?
What is happening is, while stubble burning contributes severely around this pollution episode of 3-4 weeks, but now the stubble burning incidences are coming down. The air quality is still poor. It will still be poor, and it was poor before that. Stubble burning aggravates the situation, and that has to be stopped. What is happening is, if only stubble burning is discussed in the mainstream narrative, you ask anybody, any general citizen or a policymaker, they will say, oh, air pollution, stubble burning. But all other big polluters, be it power plants, be it industries, be it administrative failure of providing better public transportation infrastructure and non-motorized transport infrastructure, all those people are hiding behind the large masses of farmers or individual car owners.
Right.
Not to say that we all shouldn't reduce our transportation or change how we commute, and farmers shouldn't reduce stubble burning. We should definitely do that. But we shouldn't let these big polluters hide behind the big masses.
Absolutely. I think, there are a variety of problems, but the poor will take a bike or a scooter. The rich will take a car. But legends will go to their house in the hills. So Raman said, tell us, what is the AQI there in your house in the hills?
Well, here AQI is 3.
3.
Just 3. Just 3.
And
just like Scandinavian levels, man.
Acclimatize a bit by sleeping one night behind the exhaust of your car before coming to Delhi. Your body may not be able to handle the shock.
Just imagine if one vehicle passes by and you are standing on the road. Even one vehicle that burnt petrol or diesel, it shocks you. You feel it that somebody has passed by. And in Delhi, you are in the middle of the road, you have hundreds of cars going around, and you have become so used to it. So you feel about it only when you come to a place like this. So it is...
It's the luck of geography, right? I mean, I live on the coast. So because of coastal winds and so on, pollution is not an issue. But the issue that I would face every year is flooding. Yeah. Because the entire city of Chennai is built over what used to be water bodies. So I think we all suffer in our own ways. And only now we're sort of realizing that this is the price that we're paying. But I thought the public transport thing was interesting because especially when you were saying that you're really pricing out people who could use it. Because I was reading this, I think Center for Science and Environment had a study of Delhi's pollution. And they were saying that, look at the comparative costs of travel. I think they calculated that it will cost you about 47 rupees to travel 1 kilometer in Delhi's metro. But it only costs about 16 rupees to travel in a two-wheeler and 35 rupees to travel in a car.
Yeah.
Because this is also the hidden cost of waiting, of walking, of everything. And I know that we keep saying that you can't throw money at a problem, but in this case, I think you can, to an extent, throw money in the problem. Like, okay, you can't blame people for the aspirational wish to own a car, but you can make it very expensive to own a car, and you can make it very easy to take public transport. And you need sort of radical measures like increasing fleets of buses triple-fold, which is...
Anything which you do which doesn't reduce emission at source, either through changing the fuel or changing the technology, will not lead to any significant or sustained improvement in air quality, be it artificial rain, be it sprinklers, be it smog towers. These are all band-aid solutions which might, and purifiers as well, which might give you a little relief for some time, but cannot shield you or cannot take away the health impacts which this pollution is causing. So the solution only lies in...
I mean, there's so much been written about, at least in Delhi, women suffering more miscarriages because of dirty air, we know there are deaths that can be attributed to pollution.
And the life expectancy that goes down because of this.
Children,
but that's what should happen, right? What we should start doing is the cause of death on a death certificate. Only when we start writing things like air pollution, only then it starts getting that kind of currency as an issue, because it is an issue.
And the point of what Jayashree was saying, that in Chennai, I'm having to suffer floods. Look at the life of an average person in Delhi. You have heat wave deaths. This year itself, during the monsoon, we had those horrific deaths of students that were trapped in the basement because of flooding. You have electrocution deaths every monsoon. People simply crossing roads get electrocuted in the capital city of India. Then you have the smog. And of course, you'll have winter deaths also by the time you hit January.
Because of the cold.
So what are we giving? I mean, in terms of quality of life, there's no thinking in the political class about what you're giving to an average citizen. Tax-paying citizen.
So, Manisha, tell us what specifically was special news about yesterday's Jharkhand, Maharashtra and the bipoles of UP.
Bipoles of UP actually is what really made news on the day of the election. 15 seats went up for bipoles, and you had these dramatic visuals coming out from there of patharbazi, of course that cop waving his gun at women who were saying कि आपको ये इजाजत नहीं है गोली मारने की, and he shoots back saying कि इजाजत है. News 24 actually did some very good reporting on this. They had a reporter on ground, and you could see from like one person to the other, scores of Muslims mostly complaining that their IDs are being checked, that the police is asking for identification, and police is not supposed to be looking at the IDs. It's the only job of the polling officer who can look at IDs. And the Election Commission is very clear on it.
We are doing one investigation into the water suppression, and 3 of the constituencies out of 3, the 2 are in UP. And during our investigation, we have also discovered that the division is so sharp that earlier there used to be this polling booth used to be in a village where the Yadavs stay, but this time the polling booth was taken out of that village, and it was kept in some Thakur's village. And these Yadavs, when they went, they tried to go. I mean, many of them, first of all, did not, go.
Dare to enter the village.
They are afraid of these Thakurs. So some who went to that village, they were beaten up, and one of them even lost his finger. So
And the context of this particular bipole is that basically this is also a very important election for Yogi Adityanath, because the 2024 Lok Sabha debacle he could blame on the central leadership. That you guys gave tickets without consulting us, you were arrogant, you parachuted. That whole, Amit Shah, Modi team versus Yogi Singh played out. The result of these elections is squarely on Yogi Adityanath, and it's kind of a mandate on how much of a hold does he have on UP now. So from that context, I think it's a high-stakes election for him, which is why you're seeing, I guess, such high-handedness from Uttar Pradesh police.
बस मुफ्त में इतना ही मिलेगा. For the full uncut podcast, subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free. The best way to listen to The Hafta and indeed all our podcasts is through the Newslaundry app. You can download the app by clicking on the links given in the show notes. So do download our app and get the best podcast experience. And also pay for news and support a new news media ecosystem that Newslaundry is trying to encourage, where we are accountable to you because we run on contributions that you make. We don't take government ads, we don't take corporations ads, so that news serves the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Subscribe to Newslaundry, click on the link in the show notes below and proudly say, I pay to keep news free.